And of course, let's try and listen to the national anthems. And we'll start with the one of Kenya. And that's the national anthem of Kenya. And that is the youngster Ongeri, 21 years of age, Micheal. And let's listen to the national anthem of Uganda. As we await for the Ugandan kickboxer, Damulira Richard, 56.1 kgs. Once again, it is Uganda taking on Kenya. And of course, those are the national anthems. First, the Kenyan national anthem, the Ugandan national anthem, and of course the Buganda national anthem. But Clive, looking at the Kenyan youngster, he's only 21 years of age, Micheal Ongeri, and of course, it's that rivalry that we've been talking about.
Yeah, the rivalry that we've been talking about, but probably not so many kickboxers are so much into that rivalry. But who knows? I mean, both brothers might just prove us wrong. And I mean, this is Damulira, of course, at home. You wouldn't want to lose at home. And now you have Ongeri Micheal, who wants to come in Uganda and actually cause an upset. So one of those fights that you think that without a doubt, they're going to be very, very exciting.
And of course, we are looking at Damulira Richard, who is famously known as the ring doctor, 22 years of age, and is taking on a Kenyan in the red corner. And Alan, abana Kenya na bana Uganda balabise nti balina endolito mu myemizanyo byonna. Tubalabye mu mupiira batulemesa qualifying for Africa Cup of Nations, tugenze mu rugby tubakubye, naye ku luno omuna Kenya alina emyaka 21 agenda kukwatagana na muna Uganda Damulira. Ani golooza anatwala engulo nakolwanira
anejuuzaawo munaffe zebra mu boxing yakuba omuna Kenya. Naye era nsuubira nti omuvubuka ono owa Kenya Micheal Ongeri andabikira okuba fiiti okusinga owaffe Damulira bw'oba batunulidde bombi. So fitness webanga yeyo ku counting awangula, ndaba omusajja wa Kenya oyo ayinza okuba omuna Uganda. Naye nga banaffe abali mu kulaba NBS TV nti kino tukiteekawo okulaga abantu nti talent tugirina mu Uganda, wankubadde nti tubulamu obusobozi obw'enjawulo, era buli muntu yena alaba eyo abali mu gavumenti abaliwa ndowooza nti ke kaseera tumanyi nti n'emizannyo nga gino kickboxing n'ebirala byetaaga nabyo obuyambi, nti singa ne bannayuganda bagendanga e Kenya nabo nga bannakenya bwe bajja wano tusobola okubaako etuyinza okutuuka n'embukodde okweyongerako.
And right now we'll take you to that undercard professional fight between Damulira Richard, 56.1 kilograms in the blue corner, taking on Micheal Ongeri in the red corner. Clive, it's anticipated to be a very big match.
A very big match, but of course when you look at the Ugandan, he's well built, you would say, than the Kenyan. And but the Kenyan, of course, exhibiting a good technique than the Ugandan. But it's the early stages of the first round, and who knows where this fight might end.
Of course, the Ugandan starting brightly with a couple of kicks there. The Kenyan responding in equal measure, and it's turning out to be a very, very good fight. The Kenyan is not lying down, Clive.
Yeah, the Kenyan is refusing to lie down. I mean, these are just youngsters. One is 22, the other is 21. They are still young. They still have that urge in them to walk out there and express and explain a few things. And like I said, it's going to be a very, very exciting encounter.
The Ugandan taking a very good kick against the Kenyan, and it's some hard stuff there. Damulira standing very firm against a Kenyan, same age bracket, 21 years of age for the Kenyan and 22 years of age for Damulira from Uganda, as they continue to size up each other. A couple of hooks. Clive, this match in its sense is showing a lot of rivalry already.
Yeah, a lot of rivalry already, and of course Micheal Ongeri responding after some bit of combination. And Damulira Richard bouncing back in style.
That's what people love to see, the entertainment and the skill.
Yes, the entertainment and the skill, but you could probably feel a little bit for the Kenyan. He's out there in the ring. I mean, close to 1,000 fans out there. They are all definitely not supporting him. They are supporting Damulira Richard. It's going to be hard for him. I mean, you're out there and you don't have anyone cheering you.
And of course, we are continuing to bring you live coverage of the national kickboxing title fight, but before that it's the professional undercut fights, as we are looking at Damulira against Ongeri. Alan, round one oyinza kujogera coach.
Round one ebadde 50-50, bombi babadde bakyetegereza bukodyo obwa buli omu, era ensonga lwaki olaba nti bagabanye ebibanga, ate bombi kirungi bakolesa emikono bulungi ate n'amagulu. So nsuubira nti rounds eziddako tugenda kunyumirwa fights eno yennyini gye tulaba.
Clive, it's one of those things. I mean, it's a professional fight and you expect a lot from these fighters in terms of skill and in terms of ability to have the fortitude to last to the last rounds.
Yes, of course it's a professional fight, but we shouldn't forget that these are youngsters who turned professional early. But of course you can see that they are living up to the expectation, the way they actually are combining their punches, the way they are giving, they are actually doing their kicks. It's like they are way better than the amateurs. And of course, personally, the first round has ended and I wasn't disappointed. I'm looking at youngsters who are actually doing kickboxing the professional way.
And of course, in terms of the Ugandan, of course, Damulira Richard there, tussling it out against the Kenyan. And it's a combination of punches from either fighters, and they are looking to size up each other, throwing a couple of jabs. Clive, I mean, I know that the judges have their different ideas, but there's so little to choose between the two fighters right now.
Yeah, there is so little to choose, but like you could see that they are both scoring most of their points with their hands. Few points have been scored with the legs, but of course Damulira Richard, they are getting the better of Ongeri Micheal rather. But of course you cannot also write off Ongeri, because I mean, despite the fact that he's out there alone, he has managed to actually do what he's good at doing, and that's kick and box.
As we continue to bring you this fight, some great kicking from the man in the blue corner. Remember, the reason why we are here tonight is the national kickboxing title fight between Titus Tugome and Malik. It's just one undercut professional fight away before we can see the biggest showpiece of the year. Is the national champion. But Clive, a couple of tired legs there.
A couple of tired legs from Micheal Ongeri, the Kenyan, of course, Damulira Richard having some good combination. The first time, actually in a long time, that we've seen some points being scored there by the kicks. But every time, actually, these fighters get to hold each other. There's the way Micheal Ongeri pushes away Damulira Richard. He doesn't want to know. Probably he also thinks that this is a fight I can actually go out there and win, but Damulira Richard has been the better fighter so far in these two rounds.
Alan, fight ochitunulidde otya?
Uganda balabika bamutwalaganya era okusinziira ku fight eno nze kulanga endaba sofa Munnayuganda bamuli bubi. Omusajja wa Kenya oli mukalu nnyo, omulaba nti alina engeri gye yeetegekeramu n'embeera y'okudda emabega ne waba atutte ekikonde oba etteke tavaayo yena yena. So ensonga lwaki olaba nti Munnayuganda bayinza okumutwalaganya, olaba nti n'engeri olaba nti akooye munanga aliko NBS TV, omulaba nti Munnayuganda akooye Damulira. So oba oli awo olina okubeera ng'okitegera bulungi. Munnakenya olaba nti agoberera ebiragiro bya kooki we, buli dakiika akuba eriiso eri kooki we bw'aba ng'alwana, ekikulaga nti eddakiika yonna asobola okubeera ng'abigobera bulungi n'aba ng'awangula Munnayuganda. So nsuubira nti Munnakenya sofa akyali.
Of course, we are looking at the ring doctor. The ring doctor, I wonder why he's called the ring doctor, because it's very interesting, because he cannot really treat himself in the ring, can he?
Well, the name ring doctor came about because most of the times he's been in the ring, he has actually managed to put kickboxers in their place. But of course today he's been fighting against a kickboxer that is far better than him, and we are waiting to see if that name ring doctor will continue when he puts Micheal Ongeri where he's supposed to be.
It's the second round between Damulira Richard in the blue corner taking on Micheal Ongeri, the Kenyan, and the Kenyan is putting up a very good fight against the Ugandan, probably, and you can see Damulira combining very well with a couple of kicks and a couple of punches, Clive, and the Kenyan responding in probably not equal measure.
Well, the Kenyan responding, he is a good kickboxer, but like you said, there are lots of factors that can actually deny him the chance to come out there and show us what he's supposed to do. I mean, he's not playing at home, he's away from home, the whole arena is not on his side, but you can see that he is struggling to actually live up to the expectations. He's struggling to put on a good show, and he should be credited for that.
The referee there, Gambia, trying to manage the game, but the Kenyan seems to be running all over the Ugandan. It's a very exciting stuff here at the MTN Arena, as the Ugandan seems to be taking the Kenyan to the cleaners. A lot of holding each other right now.
Yes, a lot of holding each other. I mean, it happens at time when the opponent is too much for you. There's no doubt about it. The only way you can prevent him from being too much for you is holding him, and when you hold him, at times you gain your steam, and probably you do gain your stamina. You can actually cool down his tempo and get out there and be a better fighter. But in this case, all the times that Damulira has actually been held by Ongeri, Damulira has bounced back and proved that I'm still better than you, despite the fact that you are actually trying to tame my tempo.
Of course, we are looking at the referee Gambia there, trying to caution the fighters Gambia and Ongeri, the Kenyan. Alan, otunulia fight kakati kirabika nti fight ekyusemu
kubanga Munnayuganda alabika nga atandise okunyigiriza. Omunnakenya akooye rounds ezasoose yalaze nti mukakafu nnyo mu kintu kino, naye alabika akooye. Naye kyensuubira nti singa Munnayuganda ateeka pressure Damulira asobola okuteeka pressure ku musajja wa Kenya nayambadde akapala akaddugavu, nsuubira nti Munnayuganda asobola okuwangula. Naye still era olaba nti Munnakenya rounds ezasoose yatutte nnyo Munnayuganda.
And of course it is Richard Damulira there in the blue corner, who probably has a bit of the upper hand, but still you must credit the Kenyan, who is coming with no support tonight, but he's putting up a good fight.
Yeah, he's putting up a good fight. Both kickboxers are good kickboxers. These are youngsters, and we've been talking about developing the sport. Are you looking at a 21-year-old in Ongeri Micheal, looking at a 20-year-old in Damulira Richard? If they can go like this, I mean, these are kickboxers who can go out there and actually shock the world by winning international titles. Both fighters are good, but of course they have been using a lot of power, but also you could see that the technique is there, the basics are there. They are landing their punches, they know when to get their points, and they know how to actually
surprisingly, of course, the Kenyan is bleeding, and of course at that point sometimes we see referees actually changing things like that, and of course deciding that probably a player should not continue.
Well, of course, a lot of bleeding will happen in the mouth, especially if you take a lot of punches in the face. But if your feet are strong and you're able to continue, the fight will be allowed to continue, just like we are seeing right now.
And we're just expecting a couple of rounds before we can call it quits. We only have one undercard professional fight left before the big showpiece can actually come live your way from the MTN Arena, live here on NBS television. If you want to be part of this show, you can type NBS and send your comment to 6868 as we look at the Ugandan Richard Damulira tussling it out with the Kenyan Ongeri. Alan, fight eno oloza enegende etya?
Bw'olaba engeri bannayuganda gye bali mu appreciating engeri omuzannyo guno gye gukulaakulanamu, olabira ddala nti abaana abo balina ekyokola kyamaanyi. Fight eno olaba nti munnakenya bleedinze alese mu Uganda kye tuyita kafeche. Fono mu Uganda bwe tulaba omuntu nga ye omusaayi tulabanga omuntu alemereddwa, naye simanyi nti oba Damulira munnayuganda ategedde omusajja oyo wa bleedinze kati gyafunye ategeddewo, kuba waba ategeddewo asobola okuyita awo naba nga waagonza.
And of course the Ugandan is just taking this game by the scruff of his neck, and is taking advantage of the fact that the Kenyan seems to be losing his footing, and the referee there, Gombia, saying that probably a foul there against the Ugandan Richard Damulira. But at some point it looked like Richard Damulira had the Kenyan on the ropes.
Well, Richard Damulira had the Kenyan on the ropes, but of course a few things didn't get in his way, and for some reason he was the one who turned out to be cornered, and the referee had to stop the fight because one of his legs was out, and actually the face was looking in the crowds and on the ring.
And it's turning out to be a very, very big fight. The Kenyan almost getting down there. Damulira throwing punch after punch. The Kenyan is forced to hold him right now. It's that time in a ring where a kickboxer probably wants to throw in the towel.
Well, but when you look at the Damulira camp, his second has actually, every time the Kenyan gets close, his camp urges him to actually hold on to the Kenyan, because that's the only way you can tame him, that's the only way you can actually call his tempo. And he's been advised time and again, when he's getting to you, just make sure you hold him, because you are in the lead right now and you need to continue being in the league. If you don't hold him, he'll actually catch up with you and you'll end up losing points.
And it's Damulira, the Ugandan there, the Kenyan returning, and a couple of great skill there from the Ugandan, but the Kenyan getting an uppercut there against Damulira. Probably if it had a lot of contact, the Ugandan could have been down there.
Yeah, he had a few contacts before that one, which was main, but actually didn't make contact. The reason actually that the Kenyan actually gets down, and he's probably praying that the referees can think otherwise, because without a doubt, he has also scored his points. He looks tired, and of course that has been the last round, but we are waiting for the judges to see if it will be Micheal Ongeri from Kenya or Damulira Richard from Uganda who actually goes ahead to win this bout.
Yes, it's the moment of truth. It's the last round. The Kenyan, of course, very, very tired, but we expect to see who is going to win. Alan, omuna Kenya abisente av'omusaayi mu nnyindo, naye eno yebadde round esembayo bamukulaba okukuwo. Bw'otunuulira fight nga bw'etambudde, omuna Kenya agezezaako okwerwanako, naye omuna Uganda Richard Damulira alabika nti abadde n'enkizo.
Yes, olaba highlights zikulaga nti munnayuganda naddala mu rounds esatu ezisembyeyo agezezaako okwerwanako. Ekyo kirabika nga kimuyambye okufuna points ezimala okusobola okuwangula game eno. Ate n'okuba nti omunnakenya afulumizza omusaayi ogwo nti bambi kumunafuyiza, ate engeri gye bali nti batandika butandisi kickboxing bo atidde, so nga ate tamanyi nti osobola okubleedinga n'odda engulu. So kyendowooza nti skills zibadde nnungi ku fight eno gye tulabye, bombi babadde benkana, naye olw'okuba nti munnayuganda abaddeko mu ground n'engeri gy'asobodde okwetegekamu mu kaseera akazibu, nti abamu bwe babadde babawangudde ku rounds ezisooka baweddengamu amaanyi, ono tawedde mu maanyi n'adda engulu n'asobola okuwangula fight. Nsuubira nti Damulira agenda kuwangula fight eno.
Clive, I mean, by the look of things, when you look at the replay, I mean, there's not so much to talk about Ongeri. Yes, he's given a good fight, but all through and through, it's been Damulira in the driving seat.
Well, it's been down in the driving seat, but like I said, also actually Ongeri did have his moments, and it doesn't matter how many punches you throw, but what matters, how many punches that you threw actually made you gain points. So it all depends on the judges. I mean, somebody might have thrown a few punches, Ongeri, and probably he's in the lead, but you could see that Damulira, without a doubt, had the better of Ongeri, and probably because they don't read the scorecards, but whoever wins it is going to be a very, very close contest.
It's been a very highly contested fight. When you look at the replay, look at that from the Kenyan. If that one actually caught Damulira, that could have been probably the first knockout.
Yeah, if it had caught him, it would have been history for Damulira Stephen, but luckily for him, it actually didn't catch him, and he managed to continue with the fight.
If you're watching on NBS, we only have one undercut fight, and of course we are looking at the undercut professional fight before the big fight. Golola, Golola has been, of course, missing out on action, and Alan, so many people have been talking about Golola missing out in action.
Yeah, on Agamiant, I just want to say that we are doing a very good job Onagamba Tukume yalwanako international fight. Those ebyafaayo
Tukume yalwanako international fights, actually yalwanira mu Greece, yalwanirako mu Korea, amateur fights.
Amateur ezabayiga. Onagambye nti yebaziza Damulira mulabye nga alwana bulungi nnyo. Ate n'onagambye banyumirwa bonna fight eno olwaleero. Waliwo abali mu appreciating wano Golola bagambye nti Golola agezezzaako nnyo okulaba nga ateeka omuzannyo guno waggulu. Abajja mwenna mugende maaso n'okubeera nga mulwana ne Golola agende maaso n'okulwana mwenna tujja kubawa obuwagizi ekyo kibadde kirungi nnyo. Ono abadde alina kyayogera agambye nti these undercut matches are helping us to gauge Golola. Nti undercut games zino zibayamba okusobola okugeginga Golola newa omuzannyo guno gutuuse. Ono agambye nti everyone is coming up. Even the unfit for the game, trust me. Those agamba oli gwe bakubye ku ddakiika esooka yabadde n'olubuto olw'ekigagga oluyiikayiika. Alex Kawempe bw'atyo bakoze ekigwagana. Ne message endala zonna zonna tujja kubeera nga tuzisoma musindike ku NBS teekawo akabanga teesanga bweyagala okuteesa. Abo boolengera mu kapala
Of course, we are waiting for the final results between the two fighters. Damulira Richard from Uganda and of course Micheal Ongeri from Kenya. The Ugandan seems to be very confident. He probably thinks that this is his fight, but the judges have the last say. We only have one undercard fight left tonight. Tumukunde John, 62.5 kgs, taking on Sewankambo Oscar, 65.6 kgs. But before that, the judges have the last word, and we're going to find out exactly who has won this fight between the Kenyan and of course the Ugandan.
The winner of this bout is...
Of course, it's a moment of anxiety for so many Ugandans who have lost out to Kenyans in a couple of very important tournaments. But these are moments that every sports fan, and it's the Ugandan who has won. Clive, does it surprise you, Richard Damulira in the blue corner winning?
Well, I'm not surprised. This is a fight that would have gone either way because both fighters really put in a lot. Both fighters did try to give us a good fight, and eventually, actually, Damulira Richard comes out on top. It doesn't surprise me.
Alan, omuna Uganda wangudde. Era abantu abana Uganda basanyufu nnyo.
Damulira Richard nze kusinza bwe mulabye tulina okumulabamu essuubi ery'amaanyi nti yatandise bubi naye era tewabadde nti teyaweddemu mwanyi n'addayo buto n'atunuulira skills ze n'azitereezaamu n'adda engulu n'asobola okuwangula game era skills ze zibadde mulungi. Tetulowooza nti omunakenya tabadde mulungi. Micheal Ongeri naye abadde mulungi n'olwokuba n'ono Damulira agezezaako okuleeta obukodyo obulungi obubadde bugenda maaso n'okubeera nga buleeta ekintu ekyenjawulo kyendowooza nti kibadde omunakenya.
Yes, bwana Damulira kyekiro bakola baleka kwa NBS.
Nze ndi ring doctor, nzino okujjanjaba okuva mu nsi mwendi paka mu nsi endala. Nga ring doctor omunakenya mulungi nze ndi international ring doctor ngenda kuba buli ajja mu waiti yange nga nkakasa nti sinoma oba oli muwere oba wakazaalibwa oba oli mukadde oba oli muvubuka kino sikikwate ngenda kujjanjaba buli ayingira kwema waiti.
Okay, nawe Gambia muna Uganda Damulira akuya una Kenya kiba cha.
Very cool, Bana. Yeah, very smart.
Okay.
Yeah, very cool.
All right.
And he deserves it.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you find kickboxing in Uganda compared to that in Kenya?
It's so good.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Okay, man. Thanks for the spirit.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Okay, that was the Kenya.